Hey there. Good evening and welcome to Sports Talk. I'm your host, Philip Townsend. And with us, we have that comedian extraordinaire, Mr. Mark Howard. And also coming out of Tulsa, we got the two dogs, Sports Talk Show himself, Mr. Jeremiah Watts. And tonight, we're blessed not to have the resident genius in the house, making making us all smarter. Uh, anyway, let's get this show started. Hey, fellas, a little bit about this college football uh, realignment. We've got people coming. Looks like Colorado is headed back to the Big 12. I'm feeling good about it. We got Pac 12 teams running to the Big 12. Let's get jumping on it, Jeremiah. What you think about the realignment?
I like it. It's the sign of the times. Money talks, everything else walks. And you know, you're gonna miss some of the rivalries and things of that nature. But hey, that's just the way it is. And I like it. I think it's a good thing. Some of the teams that went to these other places didn't fit anyhow. So Colorado never fit in the Pac-12. They fit in the Big Ten, just like Missouri don't fit in the SEC. But it is what it is. Let's play ball.
Well, Mark, the new NCAA president said he's got some concerns about all of this realignment. Now, I'm not saying anything. He's been there since March. So I think these latest things are kind of falling under his purview, given that Oregon's head coach just recently tried to clown Colorado and say they're moving to the Big 12. And you look up, and now Dion gets a chance to say, guess what? You're following me. Is there some concern to be had?
I mean, I think the only thing the new president's concerned with is if he can get a piece of that pie that they gonna get from all this changing, and they're gonna try to charge more money to these networks and all this other stuff. So I don't know. Everybody belly aching about this, that, and the third. I think it's I'm not gonna say I'm in love with it because I'm still holding out the long shot chance that Maryland will go back to the ACC. That doesn't make sense, but I would say that it's just everybody crying, belly aching. They want their piece of the pie.
Woo, shout out to Mark. I'm glad he let me know Maryland still had a team.
I'm gonna tell y'all. I said this before. Maryland is going to be in the top 4 or 5 in all of the Big Ten this year in football.
Okay, now we know, given that they have a 3-team league. Really, very much, Mark. But
they got more than 10 in the Big Ten.
If you notice tonight, hey, why not me? How's it going, Bella Black? Hey, Sideria. If you all are wondering where the resident genius is, he decided that he'd take his talents and judge a comedy show tonight instead of being here on set with us.
Uphill, he called himself the resident genius. He's fit to judge a comedy show because that's comedy.
Well, but the only problem we run into there is that, if Vance does get on the link, they'll actually be thinking that he's performing instead of judging because his answers will be so ridiculously funny. Anyway, let's jump right on in. Here's a sad story. Dealing with the NCAA. Mark, speaking of Maryland, a player by the name of Darrell Jackson Jr. transferred out of Maryland to Miami. He's still an undergrad, but because his mom is really ill and ailing, he transferred to Florida State University. Appealed to the NCAA to give him the opportunity to play this year, and the NCAA said no. Is that poor judgment on the NCAA's part, Mark, or is just a situation where, hey, you should have had foresight to to see years down the road that your mom was going to be ill and you might need to transfer?
That was very droll, Phil. Um, I think that's unfair. I think the thing is that there's no trust. Too many people are using these hardship situations to manipulate the system, and the fact is that unfortunately he transferred, then transfers again, like that. It I get it for the reason, but it's not such a good look. I have to look at it and say face value of that. It's just not a good. It's not a great look, and they don't want to set that. They don't want that precedent to be set. I'll give them the benefit of that, even though I know they're pieces of crap at the NCAA. But that's another story.
Okay. Well, speaking of stories and pieces of crap, we have Skip Bayless having the nerve to say that Dak Prescott has made his Hall of Shame. Jeremiah, are you going to call Skip out for that?
Skip calling his own self out. If you notice what Skip is doing right now, even for his own show, he's copying what Stephen A. Smith is doing, bringing in different guests instead of having just one guest. He's bringing in different guests. He had the nerve to bring on having Lil Wayne as one of his guests. For real, dude. For real. That's gonna be coming
Lil
in.
Wayne gave him a chain. He gave him a drip.
Jeremiah,
So,
Lil Wayne and Skip are like this.
I know. Yeah. Skip always gonna say something crazy. He's been out the limelight for a while, and his show is starting within the next 2 weeks, and so he has to say something to get the people to want to watch and see what he's gonna say on this new show.
Yeah, Mark, continuing with the new Undisputed, the new look, it appears that Richard Sherman, former Stanford grad, former 49ers Seahawks player, will be joining Skip Bayless as the host of Undisputed. Is that a good fit?
Not every day.
You know what? I'm not putting Skip in a bad situation. Because I get it. I think Skip has been very good to a couple of brothers and have careers to the next level. And Shannon Sharp, Undisputed, and Stephen A. Smith. You can look at their popularity, and that came from Skip Bayless. Asked him to be on the show. But it just looks like Richard Sherman talked all that trash to Skip Bayless, and now you coming back to this man. Stick to your guns, brother. I thought you was greater than him. He could never be you. You talked all that smack. And I know it was a long time ago. I know you was a young Richard Sherman that didn't know any better. You looked like a damn fool on there doing it. Now you coming around talking. It's not gonna work. Not
Jeremiah, what do you think? How's that fit gonna work?
He's not gonna be on there every day. Like I said, I was reading today that he's gonna be a regular, but not an everyday regular. Which most shows are going that route now. You look at a lot of the talk shows, that's the route that they're going now, where they have regulars, but they're not on there every day. But hey, Richard Sherman seen what Skip Bayless has done to everybody else and how Shannon Sharp blew up. He said, "Hey, I might as well let him blow me up too."
It's becoming an ego show because if you get it, the one person that is the lead of the debate show, they're the boss of that show. Like Stephen A. Smith is the boss of First Take. Skip Bayless is the boss of Undisputed. So now you want to go and change different people and make it's you every week with different people. Man,
Okay.
that, man.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what, let's take a station break and then we'll come back with just a doggone minute with Mr. Jeremiah Watts. You're listening to and watching TAAN TV, the African American network, where we have a local feel with a global reach. Take it away, Jeremiah.
All right, everybody. I'm not gonna bag on Aaron Rodgers. What he doing right now, man, it's just good PR. And I'd be doggone if he ain't doing it excellent. You know, they had him on the Hall of Fame game. He had the earphones on and he was talking, and he was talking about how he's loving the young people and how he's loving New York and how he's loving everything that's going on, and being able to teach Zach Wilson and teach the young people everything. Hey man, he's doing it good and he's living it up. So I'm not gonna bang on Aaron Rodgers. He's doing what Aaron Rodgers do. And hey, if it's gonna get him a bigger gig later on down the road, more power to him. You know, he on the sideline cheering and screaming to the mic when he told Zach Wilson to pass it along, and he did it and he made a completion, and he cheering and screaming for Zach Wilson. He been the ultimate team player. But let's see what happens after that honeymoon wears off. Let's see just how much of an ultimate team player and a happy-go-lucky guy Aaron Rodgers be. Because someone's always happy when they divorce that one person that was giving them the blues and the headaches and they find something new, until they see the grass is still not green on the other side. And I'd be doggone if I'm not out. Peace.
Well, thanks, Jeremiah, for making sense. Now, you know, the only thing I'm afraid about tonight is that this show is going to make everybody look like they know something. That's the importance of needing Vance on this show.
Well, I don't think the show is going to make it that way. Everybody that knows what they're talking about is on the show.
Yeah, but we need that element that just befuddles the audience. You know, and Vance isn't here.
I think they could take the break.
Yeah,
I think they can use the break.
Hey, well, look, let's take it to college football, NCAA action. Georgia, preseason ranked number 1. Is everybody else standing behind that? Alabama's moved down the list a little bit.
Did they put Maryland in the top 25? I didn't see it.
Yeah, I think Maryland is. Woo! Goodness gracious.
Hey, number 4. Well, right now they're the big dog on the block, and so why shouldn't they be ranked number 1? You know, if right now everything is pretty much fixed. Unless they lose 2 games, they're gonna be in the championship game. Even if they lose the SEC championship game, unless they get blown out tremendously, they still gonna probably be in there. So, you know, it is what it is till you start the 12-team playoffs in 2024. But hey, they the big dog on the block. Who else you gonna put up there besides them?
Well, look, you know,
watch out for Florida.
Nick Saban is still roaming the sidelines. But Mark, I'm interested. Look, Tennessee is ranked number 10 in the preseason poll. Is Josh Heupel going to surprise some people this year even more than he did last year?
You know, I don't know, because I think they're returning players, but I think they're not returning their prime players. I think a lot of their best players, including the quarterback, are gone. But we're going to find out how deep they are as far as their backups. You know, teams like Alabama could lose back in it. They could lose 8-9 players to the draft and come back with another 8-9 that's going to get drafted. You know, it's going to be in a draft that can play, you know, back in time. Same, you know, in Georgia a bit. So we'll see. But don't sleep on the Gators, man. The Gators. No, okay, all right.
Well,
yeah,
but I also feel you got to understand. Tennessee didn't look good without Hooker.
Well, yeah.
Now they got a training camp to get their quarterback.
Yeah, now they have a full training camp. They've had the whole off season to work, and I got to tell you, by them being ranked number 10, knowing that they didn't have Hooker the last part of the year, that bodes well and says a lot of what they think about Tennessee. But let's move on to something that's going to make.
Hey, where's OU? Where's OU ranked?
OU's ranked number 19. But that's okay. They're higher than Oklahoma State.
I ain't gonna say nothing, Mark. See, y'all trying to get me when I can't talk like I want to. Just hold
Hey,
on.
hey,
Hold on.
the Sooners are my team. But anyway, let's take it to some real good news. This is something I think we're all gonna like. Bella, this is for you. Simone Biles, she killed it this weekend, coming back for the first time after a 2-year hiatus for mental health dealings. Jeremiah, I was a little bit kind of on pins and needles, wondering how she was going to do, but she took the whole thing overall. What's your thoughts on her?
I just pretty much watched the highlights of it, but um, it didn't shock me none. You know, she's good. She was the best. It don't mean that she lost her skills and her ability and what she's done. Trust me, you can't be real rusty doing gymnastics because one wrong move, your career can be over. So she's been doing these moves for a while. She didn't just start doing it last month before she started. So it is what it is, and I think she has a good opportunity to win it in 2024. And America is happy that she is back.
Mark,
Yes,
uh,
sir.
I heard someone say her star football player husband. Did they misplace where the star should have gone? And should have put that star on Simone Biles and not her husband's play. You know, she has that husband that plays for the Houston Texans. But anyway, Mark, what's your thoughts on Simone coming back and doing so well this weekend?
I mean, I know her husband, they got married and everything, and maybe what the doctor ordered, to get her uh, get her back up and jumping again.
Mark, we got FCC regulations, sir. FCC
I,
regulations.
I've not said one. I've not said one profane word whatsoever. But sometimes
Hey,
he might be able to. He might be able to help get her jump started. You know what I'm saying?
hey, well, you know what? I tell you what. Speaking of jump started, I think somebody should have gone to that comedy club and handed Vance the link. Vance was supposed to try and hook up with us so he could be on the show.
Yes,
So
we
I
don't need him.
guess lack of intelligence rolling over that way tonight. But
He's having fun.
anyway, look, let's take another station break and then we're going to come back with Mark's rant. You're in tune to TAAN TV, the African American network, where we have a local feel with a global reach. Take it away, Mark.
Yeah. I think we weren't going to talk about this. At least I was going to talk about it. Montgomery, Alabama, man. Hey, they was it was War Eagle and Roll Tide, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what side anybody was on, but ass kicking commenced on the shores of the riverfront in Montgomery, Alabama, and some privileged guys who we now see that they've been charged. There's 3 white guys have been charged. All of them have prior assault charges. In fact, one they have warrants for assault charges. So these guys are bad people. They like to attack people, like to bully people, like if they can just do whatever they want to. They're in their early 20s, and one as old as in their 30s, and you still got assault charges. You assaulting people, you know. Um, it was a beautiful thing. It was a beautiful thing. I'd like to say I don't advocate violence, and I don't advocate violence. But I am for ass whoopings when they're due. And when you see some people trying to bully someone, ridicule, and jump all over a guy, one guy wanting to fight him over was bad enough. That was like over the top. But then now it was like, well, since he wants to jump on, let's just jump him because he ain't nothing. And we can act like we want to. You're privileged and you can do what you want to. And it's just in public, in daylight, and think it's okay. So if you haven't seen the videos, shame on you. You missed it. turn your cable off, turn your Fire Stick off or your Roku, and just watch social media and watch the video. There's so many versions of it. Brother swimming across the water, he wanted to get in it so bad. And the brother with the chair, he's the only brother right now that they called in. They didn't say he was called in for charges. They say he's called in for questioning. Now I think he's going to get charged, and I'm not here to make light of it because he sacrificed himself. And I'm hoping that brothers look like people are coming through. Shout out to Stephanie Mills willing to put a concert together to raise funds to help these brothers' fees and lawyer fees are going to come. This is where it needs to be. You voted for Trump. You buying songs talking about try that in a small town, as I posted earlier. F around and find out 1. Try that in a small town 0. All right? You want to keep on going with it? We can keep score if you want to. I will try you in any town. I'm not afraid, and this is the point where some people can only adhere to ass whipping. Sorry, I got to use the language. They can adhere to that, and it's a shame that it goes there. It really is. It's not. It shouldn't. But hey, you want to attack people in this country? We have a right to defend ourselves, don't we? We have a right to defend ourselves, all of it. That's the American way. So, shouts out to the brothers there, and as someone said so funny, it's a new holiday. August 5th is a new holiday. It's called Happy Fade Giving. I'm out. And yeah.
Well, Mark, I feel we need to do a disclaimer. Mark's WWE tendencies is not the views.
Right. What I'm glad about is that Mark wasn't advocating violence.
Yeah.
He was just advocating ass whipping.
Yes. With the chair. You understand what I'm saying?
Hey, I said yesterday, it wasn't no guns brought out. It was just a WWE chair.
Yeah.
That's
if
it.
you have not seen that video, audience, please just Google fight in Alabama.
No, but the crazy thing about it is all the videos that done came out you got a reenactment at a pool party. You got someone that made a rap to it. You got Sugar King. He drinking a cup of Kool-Aid out of a red cup, playing "A Change Is Gonna Come" in the background while you watch it.
Right,
you got Ricky Smiley acting. Hey man, it's so many videos out now. It's crazy.
Hey,
look. And I want to say on that when you mentioned about to give the captain. If you're about to get into a fight, don't waste time throwing your head up in the air. It added to the drama.
Well, look, all I want is for somebody to buy him a new cap because I know that thing flew. But anyway, Look, let's get back to this. Washington, D.C., wah. Is it time to call out the National Guard? Put out the big red alert. Because guess what? We have players going crying to the head coach, Ron Rivera, that Eric Bieniemy is too intense for them. Jeremiah, is this some new school or some old school discipline?
Hey, man, it's so funny because it's coming from the Washington G.I. Joes. It's coming from the Washington G.I. Joes. Mark, even his hometown hero can't. He going. Hey, but to be truthful, that's one of the reasons why they said Eric Bieniemy has not received a head coaching job is because of how he responds to the players and their treatment of the players. If you notice, even on videos that they show of the Kansas City Chiefs, they never really showed him really interacting with a lot of the players, except maybe on the sideline. But hey, if you crying to mama cause someone yell at you, that's the wussification of America.
Well, Mark, look, we're talking about your hometown situation. Jeremiah's calling you out, laughing at you, saying DC if you step down in there, if you step foot in D.C., you're going to become a wuss. I can tell you that's so.
No. That's if you're on that team, you're gonna be a wuss. You understand? My city, we not playing that, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like, hey, you want challenges? You can get dealt with straight up, and then we'll explain to the coach, hey, man, get your boy. Your boy don't know how to act, but they coming and running, you know. The football players, man, guys who like contact, and they millionaires, and they run to the coach like a bunch of little squares, just like he's talking to us very abusively. Man, get up out of here, man. Come on with all that.
Hey, Mark.
How y'all let that get out? How did you let that get out?
I'm telling you, if I was playing against them at home, every time they step on the field, I play cry baby, suck your mama's thumb.
Woo! I thought Jeremiah was gonna say something else. That ain't the way I heard it.
No, we know Jeremiah's not going there.
Woo! I heard a little different. Hey, look, we're gonna take a conversation break, and then we're gonna come back with Phil Knows It All. You're in tune to Jeremiah laughing his behind off on TAAN TV, the African American Network, where we have a local Phil, global reach.
All you gotta do is just scream at them. You play against them every day. Soon as they come to the line, just yell at them.
What I'm going to talk about tonight is simple math. We have Spencer Haywood. Spencer Haywood, everybody can thank him for getting to where you could come straight from high school into the NBA. Now, I don't know about you, but here's what I learned in elementary school. 21 seasons in the NBA is longer than 20 seasons in the NBA. For whatever reason, Spencer Haywood seems to believe that LeBron James would not have broken Kareem's record had he gone to college for 4 years. Spencer, college is not the NBA. LeBron, in 19 and a half seasons or so, surpassed Kareem Abdul-Jabbar for the all-time leader in scoring points in the NBA. But somebody help Spencer understand that if you just took and said, okay, LeBron, you got 4 years in college because Kareem had 4 years. Now, LeBron, you graduated and you've only put 19 and a half seasons in, and Kareem finished at 21, but you passed him. Guess what, Spencer? LeBron passed him with college or without college because we're only dealing with the NBA. And 20 seasons is less than 21. That's all I have to say. Someone help Spencer Haywood with his math, because he actually has followers who believe that he's telling the truth. You heard it here from Phil Knows It All. Let's take it out. Somebody help Spencer Haywood count.
Man, it's like you're getting the points, and then you're mad. You're trying to make up all these other reasons, excuses, and stuff like that, man. Come on, dude, let it go.
Well, look.
Man. You know, and look. There's been a whole bunch of guys coming out early from college and coming straight out of high school that haven't broken this record. So it's not an easy record to break. Excuse me, I'm going in my room. I got it. I don't. But it's not an easy record to break. That's been proven. It lasted for over 30 years.
Okay, well, fellas, let's wrap it up. Mark, do you have something you want to get out?
I got it out. Spencer Haywood.
Okay, Jeremiah.
All right, everybody. We got our Sickle Cell 5K here in Oklahoma on September 23rd, and we got a team, Jeremiah Jr. I'm asking everybody listening to TAAN TV, sign up. You can go to www.scok5k.com. That's www.scok5k.com. www.scok5k.com. Hit the team. It's $20 per person. And hit the team, get one quantity, and then scroll down for the information and click on Jeremiah Watts Jr. team. And you can sign up supporting sickle cell and me, myself, Jeremiah Watts Sr.
People, let's get out, support the sickle cell community. Hey, want to give a shout out to one of our favorite people who's back to join with us, Ingrid. Thank you. Hi, how are you doing? Again, Bella Black, Sideria, and Why Not Me? We appreciate you watching. We're out of here.
And goodbye to our resident genius.
The African American Network, where we have a local feel with a global reach. All right, fellas. Good show. Good going. Vance, I told Vance he was going to bail on me. I told him when he called me up and said, "Oh, I'm doing the Tony show, but I'm gonna stop and have somebody else judge it while I do this." And needless to say, that was that.